Well, welcome to the original and the best News Game Plus. I'm Dermy, and I'm here with New Game Plus executive producer Jason O'Callaghan. Well,
Is that where I'm from? New Game Plus? I can't remember. Or am I from a different outlet?
It's hard to tell. Things move very quickly these days.
It does, yeah.
But yeah, as far as I know, you still are. So there you go. We can't meander on too long this week because you're off.
I am off to Madfest in Sydney, so don't forget to come and check us out if you are planning to go.
So if anybody hears this or watches it before the weekend, then Jason and the crew will be at Madfest. Big hello to Seffi, who's watching right now and messaging. All right, cool. Let's get into the news now. Some of these news items might be long. Let's start with Collective Karen has jumped onto Stirling Griff's anti-anime / manga campaign, and look, Collective Shouter clowns, and they're not exactly. They're effective, but they're not keen on the truth.
It reminds me of the South Park episode where they're fighting about the flag, and Jimbo turns around and goes, "If I'm on the same side as Klansmen, then there must be something wrong with my argument. If Collective Shout are on the same side as you, there must be something wrong with your argument." And it's full of half-truths, and it's full of... They like to referring to experts. Show me one expert report. Show me one.
They've always done that with video games. It's always
experts say
video games cause such and such. Nobody's ever found an expert to do it. But collective Karen, because they are a bunch of Karens and they have a lot of time on their hands, they've decided to jump on. We actually got the media release, didn't we? From them straight after the recording the podcast last week.
I've said 2 in the last week.
Now do you want to put your tinfoil hat on? Because I like your theory about what's going on with this. Now, I did point out last week that it's distraction and there's a lot of other things that you should look at. But I liked your theory when you said follow the money, and afterwards you explain a little bit more about what is Stirling Griff doing?
Like he's cushioning. Okay, there's one streaming service that doesn't have anime, and that's Stan.
Really? And who owns that?
And that is owned by Fairfax / Channel 9.
Ooh.
Who is Peter Costello.
You're saying they don't have anime?
They do not stream anime at all.
And all the others do?
Well, Netflix has invested millions of dollars in getting not only original series, but also buying things like Evangelion and stuff like that. But they can't go after Netflix, because Netflix is huge. Netflix will bury it.
Yeah.
But you know who they could bury? Anime Lab.
Yeah, and so I'm guessing Anime Lab didn't want to share their anime with Stan. I'm guessing that purely does not speak of any position of knowledge.
Well, to my understanding, Anime Lab is now fully owned by Funimation, which is Sony. And so I reckon that they're going after the weakest one of the crew. That's just a thought. Just a thought. Maybe. Who knows? Just a thought.
So you're suggesting that somebody connected with the Liberal Party would pull strings to try and dishonestly help mates and get rid of competition. Now that's a wild.
It is a wild accusation, and I know that Peter Costello, of course, has great treasurer chops. If you can't see it right now, I'm just shaking my head.
The risk of turning to a friendly Geordie.
Yes, the singular worst treasurer we've ever had since John Howard. I don't trust him with money, and I genuinely think, again, it could be tinfoil hat. But I wouldn't be surprised if in a year's time we find out that there was a big push and suddenly Stan has anime.
Or there's a shakedown. Yeah, it's a shakedown, I reckon. It's to get Anime Lab to
But I mean, South Australia's always had a fascination with anime and banning it for whatever reason.
It's mostly Luke, I think.
It's ban Luke. Well, I mean, he gets a lot of trolls who care about him taking a photo of himself at a kids' park once. He was sitting on a swing and he took a photo, and all the right wing trolls go after him for it. So I deep dive the Karen's profiles and have a go at them.
Oh, so that character in Horrible Bosses was based on Luke.
True, that is true. Yeah.
Have fun at the dentist, Luke.
Yeah.
So, cool. Well, look, now Collective Karen's on board. So it's been quite the last few days. It's probably not going to go away because they a lot of Karens with a lot of time on their hands. Yeah. Unfortunately, they can be effective, so we're going to have to watch to see what happens there. And we may need to push back in some way because Collective Karen also aren't very good with the truth.
Yes, that is true.
Now, all right, cool. Mario Kart Tour is getting real-time multiplayer next week.
After a year.
Does anyone care?
No.
Because I don't know why I wouldn't just play it on my Switch.
Enough people play it. Is it like $10 a month for the Game Pass, for the World Tour Pass?
I think per year you spend more than it would cost just by Mario Kart 8. Every year for your Switch.
Crazy.
Don't play it on your phone, people.
Yeah.
That's dumb. All right, so I won't go too much there, but I did see that and I thought, interesting, but I downloaded it on my phone, haven't played it.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not interested in paying money to play a phone game. Now, actually, on there paying money to play. Now, this is a game we've talked about a lot, and we're both fans of. Plants vs Zombies,
Yes.
Battle for Neighborville, has just released a new character.
Have they?
Here, yeah, called the Wizard. Now, my son was telling me
So I
before.
assume it's a zombie then.
I think it is, yeah. So I think it is, and there's a plant one coming. Anyway, this is what Campbell, my boy, was telling me before I came here. Right now, it appears to be massively overpowered.
Yeah.
Now,
They did that with Rose. Remember, that was Rose.
Yeah, it's like I was going to say the Rose days. They'll nerf that later, but it costs a lot of rainbow stars. I may be wrong, but you can buy it if you don't feel like earning a million stars. Now, I think you had a cracker trying to get samurai armor, so they've made things in that game progressively harder to earn. Honestly,
yeah.
But you can buy them, and that's something that he basically wasn't very impressed because everybody who's purchased a wizard, I think it was right now, he's just wrecking everybody, which means they buffed him nicely. And it's to make you buy him, and then in a little while they'll nerf him, and it'll go back to normal. But unfortunate to see that in a game targeted to kids, that EA are up to their old Star Wars style tricks.
Yeah, look, so, I've never been a big I've like, you know, Need for Speed's had the time is money thing. You unlock all the cars for $10 or whatever. I've never really had an issue with that. The second it's a PvP multiplayer, it becomes a problem because you're balancing around a financial transaction.
You need it to compete,
if it was 1,000 stars, it's a grind, but it's doable. You could grind that in 30-40 hours of Giddy Park. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could get that some way. But what you could, like, if it's 5,000, 10,000,
I can't remember the number. Campbell said he's about 2/3 the way there from what he's done so far. He's played 270 hours. He might have spent his stars on other things. Anyway, look, it's just disappointing me to see that EA may be going down that path because I don't think this idea of paying money so you don't have to play the game, it doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I think if it's a single player game, it doesn't matter as much. But at the same time, it ruins the experience. But if people want to ruin the experience, you might as well take their money. You know what I mean? But like, as soon as there's PvP multiplayer, it goes into a different conversation.
Well, yeah, I think, you know, when that day I bought horse armor, I think it should have been that one of those little, sort of like in the movies where you get these, the pulse goes through the universe and everyone goes, something's changed.
So, well, look, like on the flip side of that, I would say there's games that do DLC, right? Mutiny Zero had a great DLC pack.
I've still got to play that.
Which has great DLC packs. It still can be done, and I think it can be done if you give it enough honesty about it.
But didn't I mention it was EA?
Yes. You beat me to it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Now, this is great news because there's like probably 2 people out there that are really going to be happy to hear that the Division 2, which is a good game, is getting cross-play and cross-save between PC and Stadia.
It was such a good sentence. Until Stadia.
Oh, I double-checked. I was hoping I just had the letters wrong, and I wish you said Switch.
That was a real good debate. Okay, that was well debated. Who gives a fuck? Holy shit.
Well, Division 2 is a good game, and you should play it. Cross save between PC and Xbox.
Xbox would have been great. Yeah, that would have been sick.
More useful. Or a Switch version would be cool. Although I don't think it'd run it. It's a pretty full on game, but Division 2 is great. Give it a shot. Also, if you had the story of Division 2, it's actually about a pandemic. A virus has been released in New York, and that was version 1, and then Washington DC
the second one,
is the second one. And basically, society's falling apart. Everyone's bought the toilet paper. There's no toilet paper anywhere, so they're just killing each other. And you're part of a special operation.
Someone pulled a knife in Parramatta the other day
to rescue the toilet paper. Yeah. So actually, there's a really good opportunity for.
Yeah, you're not rescuing the VP. You're rescuing the TP.
TP, yeah. A good opportunity there for DLC. There is it Ubisoft? Yeah, yes. Get on with that. But Division 2. So with what's coming, Division. I'm level 30 in both Division 1 and Division 2, so I'm ready. I'm ready to save the toilet paper. All right, cool. Next one, Halo Anniversary is out, and now I'm just saying this if somebody on the off chance hasn't played it. Halo Anniversary is now in PC's Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, that's cool. They've got to fix the audio. I know there's been problems with the audio, but
Play it is really good. Halo Anniversary and Halo Reach are the best Halo games to play.
Yep.
In fact, ADST I like, but nobody else did. But
you just like Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, he's my favourite alt-right actor.
I thought we took the tinfoil hats off.
I have a reason why I say that, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
So, all right, cool. Also, PC news is a PC one this week. PC and Stadia. Death Stranding coming to PC in June. So people who like walking around carrying babies are in luck.
Apparently it uses Denuvo as well. So like,
well, then don't play it until like
cracked,
say August or September when they take it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it is that thing where it's genuinely a thing of hours now. Like I think they're trying to save as little time. Denuvo is basically can only guarantee you 48 hours before someone's cracked it, and then give dissemination on the internet a chance.
It's dumb. There's other ways to monetize things. I think we've talked before about the missed opportunities in DLC, and that there's ways to monetize your games without doing.
And Game Pass does it perfectly. Like, buy the DLC. Here's the base. After everyone else has played it, buy the DLC.
Yep. And now talking monetizing games and ways to do it. Bethesda, apparently, you would have read this, was surprised. Bethesda was very surprised that not as many people wanted PvP in Fallout 76 as they thought.
But how could you do it fairly? I don't understand. It's an RPG. Like,
it's very fair. You go to the shop, you buy the best equipment,
my mistake.
and then you murder all the poor people. I mean, it's basically like real life. It's like
Bethesda's based in Washington DC, isn't it? Yeah, it's Maryland.
Yeah. Like basically that's. I don't see what the problem is. So now I did actually think there. I think most people in those games. I remember when I first loaded up Skyrim, right? And as with these games, you always love your first the most, the first one you play of a Bethesda game, and then after that you go, geez, these are buggy rubbish. Yeah. But I remember going, how awesome would this be to play with friends? And now you can do it in Elder Scrolls Online, which I know Steffi's a big fan of. I don't do it. I own the game. I've never actually done it because there's something about it. I don't know.
To me, if they did the inside of any given Fallout universe, there are 3 groups of 4 people. There's 12 people maximum in the wasteland, or like even less. You go 6 or whatever. I think you could do that, and it would do really well. Or you could even just do maximum 4-player co-op. Do you know what I mean? I think if you did something like that, it would do real well. But PvP, who gives a shit?
The Fallout universe, I would have thought, would have been the natural place for a battle royale.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
you're kind of doing it anyway.
Yeah, and a small, or even just a small
Fallout
band
should have been. Fortnite should have been in Fallout.
Yeah, even like a small band of co-op or even a battle royale would work. I genuinely think that would probably be a better thing because you just randomly raid random things and you come across raiders. Yeah, I think it could work.
Yeah, no, well, it is very, as much of a shock as it is that Bethesda was out of touch with the public and didn't understand what people actually
getting angry enough for that one, yeah.
So, I actually do think there is a risk, I think, when you're any business, and this happens with anybody who's on Twitter, and this isn't Twitter, I know, but if there's a very noisy vocal group of customers that make a lot of noise, there is a risk that, the old squeaky wheel gets the grease, that you'll cater for them, thinking if you don't look hard enough and look outside, thinking that they're everybody. Yeah. And I know this happens on Twitter. There's this idea that they're, or Resetera, that's a classic example. Yeah. A bunch of people are very noisy. They get a lot of collective Karen. But they're not actually representative of everybody. Now, I don't want to sound like ScoMo and his quiet, people, but it is a thing that something that Bethesda probably just there was noisy people saying they wanted PvP. Yeah. But it is if you're running a business, you just got to look. Be smart enough to look past that. All right, cool. Now, I actually wrote here that Tasmanian Tiger HD is coming to Switch.
That's true, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually cool.
It's like April or something, I think, as well.
Yeah, I actually thought that was. I always suspected that was Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Was going to be or a character like that. But anyway. Yeah. Now let's see. I've got 2 long ones. I know you don't have a lot of time today, but firstly, apparently, according to this is according to Bloomberg, his paper, developers and it's Business Insider. Developers and publishers said they lack incentives to produce Stadia titles. What? He's looking at me like,
what needs to be added to that sentence?
Okay, well these are the reasons they gave, right?
Oh, here we go.
So I read past the headline. I just thought I'd try it. It's a new thing on the internet, so I'm just trying it out.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like a
that's
fad
fine.
diet.
That's fine. We'll see.
Reading the article.
It's the paleo of internet journalism.
It is, and I feel great.
Yeah.
Basically, it said they reckon they don't have incentives to produce. They said there's not a lot of money on offer to them.
Yep.
So they're basically looking for cash. I'm going to guess that Microsoft does a lot better on Game Pass.
Well, and you would also say, like, I mean, that's a big one for Epic there. Epic will just basically throw $10 million at you.
Oh, yeah. Your game's paid for. You don't have to sell any, so you can just act like an arrogant twat on Twitter. So that's really fans.
That's the Epic Games sort of summed up.
Yeah, so, no, so basically, there's no money. Now, I did think I think this may be a challenge, I think, because Game Pass might have worked it out. I don't know what their model is. But if you're talking streaming, the problem with streaming services like Spotify, there's always been the artists get nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone kind of knows that. They all have different amounts they pay, which is sort of bizarre. I'm going to guess that the share that developers are getting off Stadia titles is basically nothing anyway. And there's no upfront Epic style money from Google.
Yeah. Well, it was like Microsoft, I imagine, even when they're doing like games of gold and stuff, what they'll say is, cool, we anticipate X amount of downloads. We'll buy it at the discounted rate of $2.50 each. So therefore, we're expecting 100,000 downloads, $250,000. We'll bump it to 500,000. Easy busy. Because realistically, 500,000. I mean, there's millions, like 20 million Xbox Gold subs. So like, if you split that over that's nothing in the grand scheme of things.
There's also an opportunity to sell your DLC.
Yes.
And any other sort of service.
So it's a marketing opportunity in and of itself.
Yeah.
Whereas the Stadia one makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah. The other one they said. Now this is. You're sitting. I'm glad you're sitting down because this is...
I might just fall over.
Okay,
yeah.
According to developers, there's no players. So they did mention that they'd rather, if they were going to make it... You okay?
I just...
So they did say that...
Some things are so shocking to me that I just need to steady myself.
We got like oxygen here or something.
Yeah.
So basically, they did say, that, and I thought this is fair for developers, they're saying that they'd really, if you're going to make a game, you want to have a large audience, right? You want a lot of people playing it. And the ones that come up with Switch and Steam have very large bases right now that, and Xbox will be the same, but it'll play your game. Whereas on Stadia, you can make the best game in the whole world, and 3 people are going to play it. And it's going to be choppy, and they're not going to like it. So there you go. The last one was also an interesting one. A lot of developers, and are very strong on this apparently, are worried about Google's commitment to it. They may not support it. So if they commit to Stadia, Google may drop it because they do tend to drop a lot of products.
People dumped Nintendo because they didn't think they were going to see profit from Nintendo. So what hope does Stadia have? You know what I mean? Like, EA and Ubisoft...
Nintendo probably makes more money off interest of the money in their bank account than most other tech companies making sales.
And I mean, Ubisoft, to be fair, stuck out in Nintendo, and that's why Nintendo rewarded them with Rabbids and all those crossovers and stuff. Because Ubi did stick with them through some tough times. You know what I mean? Like, they really did stick with them. Whereas... EA bailed so
now they went back in, that'll be interesting.
And so it'll just be like, well,
let's talk about custom terms.
My games. It's like,
yes,
and you just see Mario undo his pants. It's like, get Charles Martinet to voice that for me.
Do you remember we met him?
Yeah, I met him multiple times.
Because I was still back when I was.
That was at the EB
Expo. Yeah, back when I was only stalking the show.
Actually on it.
And I remember he was saying when we're having drinks. I say we now. So
that's right. That's right. Because you came to the drinks where we stole him, and Nintendo got angry and stole him back. Yeah,
no, it was good because he was actually saying that when he was in Australia, all the radio show hosts, and he was in Sydney, so I'm assuming he means dickheads like Sandy and that, kept wanting him to say rude stuff about Peach in the Mario voice. He was really angry about it. Really. He got really upset about it because he just felt he loves Mario and that, and I thought it was interesting. And then he actually did like political talk in the Mario voice for us.
He was doing it in private. Well, we were a pack of socialist commie bastards because we had Medicare.
Apparently
that was. And don't get me wrong, he's 100% like soft SF lefty. Like, he's nicest bloke in the world.
He is a fantastic guy.
I remember once we were at a thing for Armageddon doing interviews with people. And he saw us across the hall because we were waiting for our next interview. It's like, oh, hey, it's you guys. He comes, come over. I'm like, hey. He goes, do you want me to do some, he goes, while I'm waiting, do you want me to do some stings? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I've got this, bunch of audio files of him doing, stings for New Game Plus as Mario, Luigi, Parthenax,
nice.
Waluigi. I should
Should
use them.
use
Yeah,
those.
should get them for the thing for the podcast.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
yeah, you couldn't help it. I just had to do
I
it.
know another magazine doesn't have stuff like that.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, the moral story is Charles Martinet's a good guy and Stadia stuff.
He is fantastic, and he genuinely loves his job.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you? But
Yeah.
he also, remember, he used to call our ex-host the princess. On the
Yes,
show.
that's
In
true.
the Mario voice, which is very cute. All right, cool. This is the last news item I've got. Again, a long one. My apologies for that. Now Spain. Now I like this. This is probably
Off to a good start.
Spain.
Yeah.
So Manuel. Spain.
Hi, Grandpa. Keep the memes to yourself.
Oh, that's Faulty Towers.
I know. I'm aware. I know where it's from.
Faulty Towers is bad now.
Yeah. 2020.
You probably can't go to your bits over there all day. Anyway, Faulty Towers is funny. But I'm an old man. So anyway, let's talk about their new regulations for video games. Okay, basically for advertising games with loot box functionality in them.
Is this in Australia?
No, this is in Spain.
Oh, Spain. That's right. We started on Spain.
Yeah, we go to Australia. Okay, anyway. So, no, we wouldn't do anything here because basically just...
gambling's our biggest industry.
Yeah,
so
it is. Gambling, if it wasn't...
Yeah, it's the biggest entertainment industry.
My kids find this hard to believe, but when they were born, there was no gambling ads on TV.
Yeah.
It was like Taslotto.
And pokey venues were like 6 machines at the back of a pub.
Yeah.
When your kids were born, it still would have been pretty bad. When I was born, it was
when I grew up, there was no, and it's just amazing how the gambling is just crept in anything. Anyway, so we probably wouldn't, but we should. Now, what Spain has done, any game that has a loot box feature is basically now considered gambling.
Yeah.
So a couple of quick notes are made here. Games with loot boxes are officially gambling games. They can only be advertised on Spanish TV between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m.
Nice.
Which obviously means the stoners are massive gamblers.
Yeah.
I didn't think stoners would have enough money to be
Yeah,
gamblers.
no, that's fine.
So only between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. on TV. Not that that matters now because everyone's watching YouTube. And actually, nothing. My kids watch YouTube. They get gambling ads on YouTube.
Ladbrokes and shit, absolutely. Yeah.
What the YouTube? What the fuck? Anyway. So the other one is their trademarks or associated trademarks cannot be used on any product intended for children, and that includes sporting team shirts and that.
Wow.
That's a pretty big measure, isn't
huge,
it? So you know how the AFL clubs got Betfair and shit on their Bet365 or whatever it was. I've said them, but anyway, so on their shirts on them. And
you can't have that in any. Yeah, that's great. That's awesome.
I was really happy with this.
Spain gets a tick for that one.
Here's another one. Celebrities cannot be used in advertising the games.
If they've got gambling elements.
If they've got loot boxes in it.
Because that was a huge
basketball
thing. You remember
and
when
soccer
Kate
games.
Upton? You remember Kate Upton and Schwarzenegger and stuff? Schwarzenegger did
I don't know who Kate Upton is.
The big boob chick. Genuinely, that's all I know.
I probably remember that.
Yeah. But she was like one of those like war games. It was like we had to pay to like not participate for a while and stuff like that. Like literally, like 1 day defense would cost you $10.
I do remember that, but I didn't know that. Well, look. Celebrities can't be used, but I think that the most significantly will be in like marketing soccer games.
Yeah, well, like, FIFA's huge for that reason.
And the other one is if the only time I said it can only be advertised between 1 and 5, but I read this as a separate thing. It said it can only be advertised in a sporting event after 8 p.m.
Yeah, right.
So sporting events still don't have gambling, which is unfortunate because here they're very common. But I think I actually personally I love every one of those conditions, right? So basically, only advertise on TV between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. And I tell you what, YouTube should be on that. YouTube should not show locally any gambling ads except for certain hours, even though my kids are probably still up at that time. The trademark cannot be used on any associated with the game, cannot be used on any product intended for children. Celebrities cannot be used in advertising the game. Bloody fantastic. And also the sporting sporting events, I suppose. I'd rather see it not at all, but after 8 p.m. at sporting events,
you'll take it.
So good work by Spain. I really hope this catches on.
Good. Big tick. Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of that here because it is a problem. Like I said, my kids are getting betting ads on YouTube. Like YouTube knows.
Absolutely.
I say all this all
YouTube
the time.
ain't your friend.
They know exactly who's watching and all that.
Like I said, when Pornhub spins off and becomes like a content hub that's not just pornography, that'll be like one of the first sites I put our show on because like I think I trust the pornographers more than I trust Google.
Well, I'm probably too old to be in the show at that point.
Not necessarily. I've seen video. It doesn't matter.
I know Jack's a good-looking rooster.
Yeah.
He'll go good with that. But no. Well, that's I tell you what. You know where gambling would go. Gambling and Pornhub would be a good mix, wouldn't it? So, imagine betting on the outcome.
Yeah, just dopamine hub. Yeah.
Yeah. What's going to happen next? Oh, for $20 on that. Yeah. All right. Cool. I'm out of news. Now you are off to.
Yeah, we're up to Sydney Madfest.
Yep.
So if you're up in Sydney, we'll be showing off Rune Factory, not RuneScape. Rune Factory 4.
RuneScape
I should remember the name. And also we'll be showing off Quantum Suicide, the game by Cotton Candy Cyanide, who we've worked with a few times in the past doing stuff, and her game's great. It's a visual novel, and you should all have a look at it and Steam wishlist it.
Oh, my daughter would probably be into that.
We won't reveal it on that basis because that's very much conflicty of interesty, and I don't do conflicty of interesty. So
No,
we won't review games that we work for, just for anyone who's not clear on our policy on it. We will stream it eventually when it comes out and stuff like that, but she put a lot of work into it. It looks real sick.
Yeah, I'll look at. I think if it's a review with a mark on it and it goes on the box.
Nah,
because New Game Plus rips itself off with you don't say 10 out of 10, so you don't get on the front of every game box.
We got put
10
on
out of
the
10 by
Bethesda
News
game
Game Plus.
We got put on Young Colossus, New Colossus, the box.
Oh, really?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, because I always thought not giving a score, because as I said, I'm the only
No,
scores
they
that
just
been
took the
given
quote
on.
because we don't give scores. Yeah.
The only scores that have been given on New Game Plus was me with Sonic.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the problem is
I might do it again. It's 10 out of 10.
I'll go into it quickly, super quick.
Yeah.
The reason I don't disclose is because gaming outlets, doesn't matter what format you put it in, people don't take the scale seriously, and they'll only look between 7 and 10.
Yeah, 7 and 10.
And they've been trained to do that.
If you don't give an Uncharted game 10, they'll get butthurt.
Well, that's like Uber. Like, surely a 3-star Uber driver would be, he's okay. Like, he's fine. But no, if you're below 4 stars, you start losing jobs.
They punish you.
So, and it's the same with like a lot of customer service stuff. If you're lower than 8.9%, like 8.9 out of 10, if for customer service, that's failing KPI. 8.9 out of 10. Why make a fucking 10? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's so fucked. But gamers especially are bad
So
at
the
not
whole
trusting
world
that.
basically became IGN with that.
Like
9 out of
a
10 's a
3-star
pass.
people will see a 3-star movie and still go, I thought it was a little bit better. I thought it was a little bit. You put 6 out of 10 on a video game, you might as well put it in the bargain bin. Like, don't even waste your energy. You know what I mean? Like, that's because games are fucked in the head like that. So.
Is that like years of condition? Because
It is
I remember that when I was
It's
young,
GameSpot, 7 out of 10.
always
GameSpot,
like
7 out of 10. Like, it's, yeah. And what's the other one who used to do it? ING?
What is it? 7 out of 10 will send
GNI?
you games again or something. At least you're right.
I'm sure if I Googled, I could find
Which
the
one?
name of the other organisation. GNI? ING?
News Game Plus?
No, that's us.
Oh, okay. I get confused.
I do too. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, my bad. But yeah,
independent grocers.
Yeah, so IGA. No, that's a different one as well.
It's
no. Anyway, moral story is they ruin the scale. It can't be recovered. Don't bother using numbers.
Yeah, look, except unless it's a Sonic game and it deserves 10 out of 10. Except for Sonic Racing. Don't bother with recent Sonic Racing. I've always $60.
The old Sonic Racing was great.
I can't even love
Transformed
that.
is one of the
so
top
bad.
3 kart racing games of all time.
It is.
And then the new one is just fucking dreadful. It is. It's so bad.
I don't know how they did it. It even has some old Sonic Transform. Sega, use my $60 to make more Sonic movies, please. Just don't make any more Sonic cars. The Sonic Racing Transform is still the best car game. All right, cool. So anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, Sydney.
And then after that is BAM. And then
so if anybody's in Sydney, they can go and say hello.
Yes, we'll be
Cool,
there. We'll be
that.
running it. Feel free to come and have a play. And yeah,
cool. All right. And that's and what's after that? It's BAM's coming.
BAM is a big one after that. And then
I heard there's a shiny new website coming.
Yes, that'll be soon. That'll be announced very, very soon.
Yeah, somebody's been very
very busy. Yeah.
Somebody wishes he didn't have normal work at times as well. So yeah.
And then. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We'll have some more details on our new launch coming up. A few more details for the travel.
The Japanese one?
The problem with the travel is, like, there's a big virus going around at the moment. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called the coronavirus. The COVID-19.
Okay.
It's making those negotiations a little bit difficult.
Install Norton and,
and
a firewall, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, I think Chinese took firewall.
I was saying, that's a little bit too literally.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll see it, man. I think it's a big one.
And go to travel.newgameplus.tv if you want to know anything about the Japan trip. That may not be on, but sign up because we'll
keep you updated from there.
And we'll see what happens. And newgameplus.tv. just to
C31,
see all that
Adelaide,
stuff.
yeah.
Well, yeah, C31 for now on Monday nights, 10:30, and we're also on in Adelaide, Perth, New Zealand. Yeah, stuff like that. Anyway, thanks a lot. Enjoy your trip to Sydney.
Well,
you got a long drive ahead of you.
Enjoy.
Well, yeah, driving in Sydney is so much fun.
I like it, but the cops are there now, so it sucks. Like,
what you liked it before cops were there?
Yeah, because you're 130.
Was it some sort of escape from New York
style?
Still
130 on the Hume, mate. Now they get you, and they're like, oh, any reason for speeding? Yeah, because the drive's shithouse. If you do 110, you fall asleep. Fuck you.
I once did Paran to Geelong. In my girlfriend's 2-speed car, they had 2-speed thing in 40 minutes. I don't think you could do that.
I once did.
I don't even know why.
I once did Sydney, and I won't say with who. It was 2 people driving up, and we once did it in 7.5 hours. Just under 7 hours. 6 hours and 49 minutes.
So a big hello to all the fine police force members.
I don't know. I was asleep for most of it. I slept for most of it.
Have a coffee.
Especially while I was driving, I was asleep.
It's going to look like the start of the Sonic movie.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks a lot. Enjoy Sydney, and thanks everyone for watching and or listening, and see you all next week.